Turn back eye. The cartel boss who tried to change his appearance before he died. Oh shit. The cartel boss who died trying to change his appearance. Is that better for y'all? Alright, let's get into it though.
This is Amado Carrillo Fuentes, a powerful figure in the Mexican drug cartels, who, for the
Hey man,
most
y'all
part,
gotta recommend me some vids, by the way, man. Like, give me something to watch, man. We putting in work. We putting in work. 2023. We putting in work. I got a special vid coming too, by the way, because I was late on it, and I'm upset that I was late on it. I'm not gonna lie. So most definitely stay tuned for that. I'm bringing back the Smash Pass Series Part 3 too. I don't know what it's for sure gonna drop, but it should be. But the point is, yeah, man, I'm putting in work, man. Give me some bids, man. Y'all see y'all nigga trying to come up, man. Y'all better show me some motherfucking love, bro. Before I get mad in this bitch. Stop cussing, bro. Alright.
managed to stay behind the scenes. You could argue that the most successful criminals are those who go unseen. However, it didn't stay that way for Carrillo, and when his time ended, it was in the unlikely
He got
location
John
of
Wick
an
fade,
operating
huh?
theater. Here is his incredible and bloody story. From childhood to drug trafficker. The more mysterious they are, the more powerful they become. Carrillo
Niggas be getting
definitely
rich as
fits that
hell.
category, because his upbringing isn't well known. In fact,
A
you're more
lot of
likely to
these
hear
drug lord upbringings be like they were poor, you know what I'm saying? They barely was making it through and they just started getting into the drug game. And next thing you know, they blow up, be successful. And you know how that shit, they eventually get caught. Well, some still be on the run, some dangerous. You get the whole point. But yeah, though. Let's
a
get it
legend
going.
about his younger years than the truth. He apparently left his hometown of El Guamichilito in the city of Navolato, Sinaloa State, at the age of just 12. The young Carrillo reportedly declared that he wouldn't come home until he was wealthy. This determined little individual would go on to make billions, though how he did it was, of course, controversial. What we do know for sure about Carrillo is that he was born close to Christmas in 1956, and he had a busy family household with 10 siblings. He also had friends in high places, or to be more precise, relations. His uncle was none other than Ernesto Fonseca Carrillo, who co-founded the old Guadalajara Cartel, so it was probably inevitable that he'd wind up going into this dangerous and lucrative line of work. It's reported that he began by harvesting marijuana. Formative figures in his life included not just his uncle, but arch-smuggler Pablo Acosta Villarreal and Rafael Aguilar Gallardo. That last name is particularly significant because he co-founded the Juarez Cartel, who Carrillo later went on to work for.
Hey
His
man,
major
that
players
cartel ain't
all
nothing to
have
play
their
with,
respective
man.
nicknames. Uncle Ernesto Fonseca Carrillo was called Don Neto, and Acosta Villarreal was known as the Ojinaga Fox, taking his handle from the area where he was born. The town of Ojinaga was reportedly the young Carrillo's first
Would y'all go to
destination when
Mexico?
he started rising up through his uncle's cartel. He looked after shipments of cocaine and found out about what happened at the border from the Ojinaga Fox and Rafael Aguilar Gallardo. Border operations formed a big part of Amado Carrillo Fuentes' life as a cartel member. He would earn his own nickname, Lord of the Skies, due to the way he transported the cartel's product. I'll tell you more about his nickname shortly. A surprising development. One fascinating detail about Amado Carrillo
I swear
Fuentes
it
is that he
sound
apparently
like I hear
spent
some
most of his
vibrate.
working life in law enforcement. Yes, you heard that right. It wasn't unusual for the cartel and the people trying to catch them to overlap in various ways. Mexico's secret police force is the Federal Security Directorate, or DFS, and some people believe Carrillo spent 5 years there. He was in possession of an identity badge,
Okay,
so
so
this
this
seems
man
to
was a
check out.
police.
There
This
is
man
also
was a police
documented
officer,
evidence
alright.
that the DFS and the Guadalajara
12.
cartel cooperated with each other. Not to mention the collaboration between the Mexican government establishment and the Guadalajara
Bro, you know
cartel.
what's crazy? I started watching Snowfall, bro. These cops be crook as hell, man. They'll start. They be, hey, you a drug lord? They come forward with you, go see what's going on. We know who you are, sir. We know who you are. Well, look here, sir. I got millions and billions of dollars, so you can be with us, and we can make more money. You know. Fine. I gotta have some of that cut too. See, I could be an actor, right? Yeah. Come on, bro. That was weak.
for the fate of
Fuck
Enrique
him.
Kiki Camarena, a DEA American Drug Enforcement Administration agent whose information led to him being brutally killed by the Guadalajara. Away from the ranks of the secret police, Carrillo made his name moving cocaine through the air. He would use old commercial airliners to shift the white powder through the white clouds. The bags of product were almost like passengers, such was the volume of drugs being transported. Carrillo's planes flew between Colombia and the border between Mexico and the United States. This Lord of the Skies was a drug lord, but a respected and feared one nonetheless. We've sort of found out more about Carrillo because of Narcos Mexico, the hit Netflix spin-off that dramatizes the key players in the cartels. Would he have appreciated Narcos? Well, he kept a low profile, despite the impact he made on the drugs trade, so maybe he wouldn't like someone producing a TV series. Alongside his reputation inside the organization for thinking smart and flying cocaine over the heads of unsuspecting people, Carrillo had a more profound reason for doing what he did. The money and power was good, I'm sure of that, yet he also wanted to give something back to his community, and to Mexico in general. While you couldn't claim that selling drugs was the most noble method by which to do that, it appeared to suit Carrillo just fine. Violence and corruption. While Carrillo was reportedly known for avoiding a life of excess that might draw attention to himself, he was most definitely someone who used violence to get what he wanted. You couldn't
And don't they all use violence to get what they want?
If you have a passion for it, pursue
That
it.
ain't nothing new.
I just kind of went for it, and I'm here now.
with over
Folks stay killing, man.
couldn't do things inside
You know what's
the
crazy
cartel.
about a lot of cartel leaders? A lot of them, they're like, I heard like Pablo Escobar, he'll do like nice shit for the city. That's what a lot of them do. They bad people. They know they doing bad shit, but then they'll turn around and try to do something good for the city or whatever to like get everybody on their side or whatever. So it's kind of like, it's kind of fuck with shit. I don't know. It's kind of like some distract. I don't know. We ain't gonna get into it. You know, I ain't with that
Any other way.
conspiracy.
He started off with the Guadalajara cartel through his uncle, but Carrillo went on to take charge of the Juarez cartel. That organization had been founded in 1970 by Rafael Aguilar Gallardo. Other top individuals in the Juarez cartel included Pablo Acosta Villarreal, who taught Carrillo some lessons about cartel business when he started out. He died violently in 1987, with Rafael Aguilar Gallardo filling the gap. Amado Carrillo Fuentes reportedly worked under him. 6 years later, it was Carrillo who was running things. So how did that happen? He'd bumped off Gallardo. A couple years after that, he was regarded as the biggest drug lord in Mexico. Surely Carrillo's position as a legend of the Mexican drug scene was now assured. By the end, he was said to be worth $25 billion. He got where he did at the
Great.
expense of approximately 400 souls, whose deaths he personally ordered. And, like his contemporaries, Carrillo used torture as part of his business approach. He reportedly enjoyed this process. At the same time, he was busting a gut to help the people of Mexico, at least as far as he was concerned. This contradiction perhaps summed up Carrillo well. He also had an influence in the upper echelons of Mexican politics, the exposing of Amado Carrillo Fuentes. For the most part, Carrillo had managed to stay under the radar. There was one exception in 1985, apparently, where he'd been detained for possessing a weapon. The story goes that Carrillo was in his late 20s at the US-Mexico border, and his car was stopped by a patrol guard who found an AR-15 assault rifle in the trunk. Carrillo carried DFS identification. He wasn't being detained for long, but one curious detail did come out of the situation. A photo was taken of Carrillo, resulting in what's thought to be the earliest known image of him on record. He was kind of a man of mystery for a while after that, during which he established his reputation and held sway
Wait, is
as
that
the
the one
boss
where
of a
he's a
major
police
cartel.
officer or
This
whatever?
relative anonymity couldn't last forever, of course. Amado Carrillo Fuentes was about to be exposed to the public, and everything would come crashing down. How did it happen? Well, I said Carrillo was involved with politicians, which you'd think would give him a lot of protection to go about his business. That it did, yet there was growing public unrest with officials who got into bed with drug dealers. The downfall of Morelos governor Jorge Carrillo Olea, who was viewed as a soft touch when it came to cartel activity in the area, is thought to have possibly influenced Amado Carrillo Fuentes' decision to flee from authorities.
So
Whereas
crazy.
previously Carrillo's actions were kind of
Don't give a fuck
tolerated,
about your own
now
people,
he was
huh?
being targeted. He wasn't even safe at the wedding of his sister, where cops descended to raid the happy event. Drastic action was going to have to be taken to keep Carrillo out of jail, so the man whose face had largely been unknown until the late 1990s decided to buy a new face. He traveled to Santa Monica Hospital in Mexico City for surgery. It was the last journey he would ever make. Surgery and death. He risked capture by Mexican authorities by going to a hospital in the capital city for the surgical procedure. However, the real danger came for Carrillo on the operating table. The year was 1997, the date July 4th. Independence Day in the US, as it turned out, but a bad day for Carrillo. He underwent a reported 8 hours of surgery to alter his appearance. As well as a facelift, he had over 3 gallons of fat removed. Sometime overnight, he passed away. Aged 42, Amado Carrillo Fuentes was no more. The cause of death was determined to be a heart attack. However, was foul play to blame. The 3 doctors involved in the operation faced a murder charge, which was redundant because they had reportedly been encased in cement, tortured,
That
and
shit
killed
crazy.
before their bodies were left in steel barrels. Other sources state that a malfunctioning respirator may have played a part. Adding to the drama was the fact that Carrillo may not have been dead. Could this really not have been him on the slab? The corpse was displayed
damn.
publicly, together with authorities asserting that the dead man's fingerprints matched up with Carrillo's. Officials seemingly had no problem showing a raw, post-op Carrillo to the world. Still, the naysayers claimed this wasn't the person they knew. One person said that the hands weren't right. Guess there's no way of confirming these things,
Oh, so
owing to the
damn, this
surgical
nigga might
work
not
done
even
on the
be
body.
dead for real.
As for whether
Damn.
Amado Carrillo Fuentes died tragically or intentionally, the jury's still out. Ultimately, it was plastic surgery that led to Carrillo's demise. He had an incredible
get
run
plastic
before
surgery, I
that
don't
and made his
recommend
mark on the country of his birth that he loved so much. Some see him as a monster, others as a hero. Eventually, he met his maker in an unexpected move that went completely against everything he stood for as a low-profile, calculating business titan.
Amado Carrillo Fuentes. Apréndete ese nombre, caballo. Ese cabrón va a ser el narcotraficante más verga de todo México. A menos de que alguien con huevito.
Some of this is real. Yeah. Damn, man. I don't recommend nobody getting plastic surgery. It ain't the move, man. Go find something else, dude. Stop being secure, man. Go to the gym. Go work out, man. You can change it with just y'all. Go work out, man. Quit playing, man. But yeah, though, you know what I'm saying. So, shit. Cartels always got. It's always kind of sort of the same story with them, you know. They, like I said, grow up poor. Uh, then go get rich, do the drug, get into the drug and get rich, turn themselves to billionaires, kill a bunch of people in the process, try to do something right for the city, and they get caught. But some of these stories end differently, but especially like his.